Let's get started on chapter 6. And this is one of the most important chapters we're going to do, and it's called Get Prepared. Now, before I start off, just want to reiterate that at the end of the course, you're going to print out all the course notes, and on the final 2 pages, it'll have the 10 questions that you're going to fill out, which will be your Get Prepared worksheet. So remember, you're going to do that at the end of the course, so it's great to take notes as we go through this, but it's all going to be provided to you at the end. So you've got to get your arguments together. You need a professional reason in order to convince your boss that you've done the work and that you deserve a pay rise. And the way that you're going to do that is by looking at your performance history. What have you done that has benefited not only the company, but might have benefited your boss as well? How have you performed to your key performance indicators or possibly to your budget? And if you aren't performing at a high level already, remember, this weakens your argument. So it could be time to go back to chapter 2, revise through that, and hold off asking for a month or so you can get some more scores on the board. When you're doing this, make a list of your accomplishments, and it's best to use accurate performance data to do this. So these can be things such as customer service, quality assurance, how did you go as far as your sales to budgets are concerned, and especially, what have you done that's affected the growth in the profits of the company? This list will remind you of your own worth to the business, and it will provide an objective basis on which you can request a pay rise. When you're going through and making this list, cast your mind back over the 6 months or 12 months and try and remember, what have you been involved in? So pay particular attention to projects that you might have worked on, to problems that you could have helped solve, to business operations that have improved since you started working in them. So while it's already expected that you're going to do your job, what you're trying to do here is highlight areas when you've done your job even better than it has been expected of you. So, did you complete or did you help out in a particularly tough project that was being done? Did you work extra hours just to make sure that the company met an urgent deadline? Did you do something out of the ordinary that just blew the customer's mind out and they thought that your service was fantastic? Did you take initiative? And have you done so in a continuous way? Where have you taken that initiative? Where did you go beyond the call of duty? And what was the outcome of doing that? You could talk about, if you're not in a sales or a customer-facing role, you could talk about where did you save the company money? Or, as well as, where did you save the company time? Because time is money. How did you improve any of the systems out there or any of the processes that the business used? And more important, well, just as importantly, because remember, people value team players, what have you done to empower other people in the business with your support or your guidance or your training? So that's looking backwards. Now, let's have a look at future benefits. Consider your future value to the organisation and what benefits you can actually bring to them. This will indicate to your boss that you see the bigger picture of where the company's going and how you can contribute. You could do internal salary comparisons. Now, this can be a little bit tricky to find out what other people are being paid in your business in the same job, and really it's not a good basis to ask for a pay rise. But it'll give you a bit of self-confidence to know that you're being paid at a certain level and you might be outperforming one of your peers that may be being paid more. When you're doing this research, don't just look internally at internal salary comparisons. Make sure you do some market research. Gather some information on what salaries are being paid in the industry for similar sort of roles and look at similar levels within the industry to see what other people are being paid as well. Take into account when you're getting prepared to make your presentation, look back and see from the last time you had a pay review to this time, what's changed in your position. So since starting in the role, have your responsibilities increased at all? And can you use this as leverage in your request for a pay rise. Also take into account your location might have changed, and salaries for different locations vary. If you're working in the middle of the city as opposed to working in the suburbs, as opposed to working in a regional area, those different locations might be a reason that you can ask for a different salary level. Remember to take a good long hard look at your skills and experience. You need to document what you've learned in the last 12 months and how that adds weight to your position within the business and the benefits that you can bring to the company. When you've done your skills and experience, which let's call the hard stuff, now we want to look at the soft stuff. Now is a great time to talk about your own personal characteristics. What you need to do here is select your strengths that you believe are outstanding and how you've demonstrated your unique style, your talent, and your draw card element. This is your chance to show, expanded on, and present detailed evidence of your worth when stacking up against your peers. When you think about the timing of your request to your boss, always ask yourself the question first, how is the business going? Have they just had a boom quarter? Have they been suffering because of a recession? Where is the business financially? Because it might be better off for you to wait a little while before you make the request if the business isn't doing that well. And if the business is doing well, your boss is happy, everyone's happy, now would be a good time to ask. You can also look not only how the business is doing, but how's the economic climate doing for the industry that you're working in. So during a recessionary period, some companies will not be able to provide pay rises without endangering yours or other people's jobs. However, this does not mean that you should use this as an excuse to delay in asking for a pay rise, because sometimes industries do badly, but certain companies do well. You need to prepare your market knowledge. So this is displaying your level of knowledge about your employer, how they fit within that marketplace, and your knowledge of the competitors. This is really important because with a knowledge of the competitors, you'll be able to take advantage of what you know about who we compete against and use it for the benefit of the company. A lot of people forget this. They just look internally. They look at themselves and they look at the business. What they really should be looking at is what else is happening in the industry and what are my competitors doing. So, 2 final things. Number 1, prepare. Don't rush into your boss's office tomorrow morning screaming and yelling for more money. Preparation is the key element when asking for a pay rise. You have to prepare the field before you go on to do the battle. Make yourself noticeable, help out your colleagues, take on some extra work, do some extra training in your own time. In short, make yourself look better. And the final point is, now that you've done this whole Get Prepared worksheet, pick your strongest reasons. These will help you build your case. Ideally, there should be 3 or 4 of them that is the principal reason that you're requesting a pay rise. They simply inform you about the potential worth that you can pass on to your boss when you're making this request. And remember, when we get to the worksheet at the end, it'll have all of the notes here and it'll have all the questions that you need to answer to make sure that you're prepared.